Welcome to NLTV sa Manalagawas. NLTV kan itia BJP office ta agina se ari dia agina takato tangan project the press conference tule se ari the press conference to kini media se kushiguli do nutun GST reform hola ko porte tangan bra idu press conference tule se ari press conference tia homoi tangan bra idu nutun GST implement hoa pichite kundu products ti GST kan do komdi huigina se de opor details pa janai digina se ari tukla noigina September 22 wal doikina October 20 tak tahan ekta idu nutun GST reform laga opor de campaign jaise to itu laga opor de tamba details pa janai digina ase to ibi to press conference to opor de saisawa.
Good morning, dear friends from the media fraternity. Thank you so much for coming and covering this next generation GST reforms of BJP Nagaland. Before I stress into the GST reform, I would like to highlight some of the activities that we have taken so far. Under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, on 3rd September 2025 at the 56th GST Council, this reform has been taken place, and from 22nd September till 20th of October 2025, this GST reform campaign will continue all over the nation. Therefore, BJP Nagaland also, along with the nation, we are continuing this campaign till the 20th of October. During this campaign, we have constituted district committee in all the district of Nagaland, and through this district committee, the new GST reform, which is beneficial for the common people, the middle class, the businessmen, the traders, and especially the MSME unit. How beneficial it is for the people has been apprised throughout the state. Akiti Guandishina, Nagaland TV continue Korigena JSA till the 20th of October. All over the state, the BJP Karyakatas, itula message luigina till the grassroots, the new GST reforms, kinika beneficial for the people, ase ita koyekina samjayekina perayaze. Not only that, our elected legislator, led by Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, dainijo bi luigina marketplaces ti jaigana interact korise with the shopkeepers, with the traders. Aro taikan laga views hotishe the new GST reforms to kiniga ase, whether it is an advantage or disadvantage to the people. Korigena hotigena peraise, we got positive response that the new GST reform is a bone for the society. Itya from 22nd September, the new GST reforms to implement hoishe. Aro, itya Modi ji goi ase, it is a bonus for Diwali. Kili hola 20th October day, itla campaign end koribo, and 20th October is our Diwali. Diwali laga festival event ase. The new GST reforms to Poila 28% GST lui thaka to etia slash korigena 18% hoi jaise. Likewise, 18% GST lui thaka to the new reforms under there 5% hoi jaise. Konoba items kanti to 0%, especially and daily essentials kan nishina, or electronics, small cars. Ito kan nishina de GST da beshi down gori dise. Aro ito through this new GST reforms, American citizens of India, especially the poor and the middle class, beshi benefit hoye ase. Instead of buying things at a higher price, at a cheaper price to buy ase. Likewise, the factories in the industries, they can be agide GST high thaka dem dido opay na thaki kina at a higher rate di thaki je. Only be there new GST ahi kina when the GST has been slashed, এতিয়াতো তাখান বি factory হবে, industry হবে, manufacturing at a lower cost বনাই আছে, and that same cost it is benefiting the people of India. That is some few points on the GST I would like to read out. A new economic dawn. This next generation GST reform is a historic milestone for our nation. It is not merely a policy adjustment, it is the culmination of a decade of the Modi government, relentless, staple, and visionary economic management. The main message is simple and powerful. GST rate are slashed across the board. GST rate cut have been implemented on 99% of goods in the 12% bracket and 90% in the 28% bracket. This will boost domestic consumption by nearly 2 lakh crore, which is equal to 4 times the BMA allocation and 10 times the BLI scheme allocation, strengthening the country economy. This is an immediate and direct victory for every Indian. This year, no matter which corner of the country you are in, prosperity is assured. This year, Lakshmi Ji Sabka Ghar Aayenge. That is the slogan. This reform is fundamentally about reducing the tax burden on every single citizen. A tax reduced burden directly translates to enhanced purchasing power, putting more money into the hand of our people, the government, the farmer, the small business owner, the workers, and especially our mother and sisters who manage household budget. This empowers citizens to spend, save, and invest as they see fit, driving a new wave of consumption and economic activity from the ground up. And now the law and simplified GST with only 2 slabs will make life easier for every household and business. BM Modi ji focused on stimulating consumption, stand in contrast to the UPA credit-driven approach during the 2008 crisis, which led to the high NPA and inflation. In contrast, the new approach has been centered around increasing the number of taxpayers and hence enabling the lowering of the tax burden on each individual. This has been achieved even to individuals with income below 12 lakhs are now exempted from paying income tax. A situation unprecedented in the history of modern India. Corporate tax cut in 2019 by the Modi government were one of the steepest reduction globally, allowing companies to reinvest and create jobs, directly benefiting middle-class employment. The foundation and reform a decade of hard work. Presented as a monumental Diwali bonus, then this next generation GST reform shows the Modi government active commitment to continuous improvement in the best interest of Bharat. The new structure is explicitly pro-people. Essential are at 0 to 5%. Common goods move down to 5%, while luxury and scenes goods are taxed higher. This progressive model protects the poor and the middle class while securing the national exchequers. This historic step wasn't possible overnight. It is built on a decade of repairing the economy inherited from the UPA, where a tiny taxpayers has supported over 140 crore people. Through relentless effort to formalize the economy and build trust, Modi government has more than doubled the number of taxpayers from 65 lakhs in 2017 to over 1.51 crore today. Crucially, these next generation reforms are a victory for cooperative federalism. It was achieved through the unanimous consensus of all states in the GST Council. It is a powerful example of how under Modi government leadership, states from every corner of India, regardless of the party in power, can come together to place the nation interests above partisan politics. Over the next decade, Our expanded tax base directly funded national priorities, building world-class infrastructure, modernizing our defense, and delivering massive leak-proof welfare through direct benefit transfer. On infrastructure, growing highway by 60%, doubling airport, quadrupling metro line network, and transforming railway with 144 Vande Bharat train. On defense, boosting local manufacturing by 174%, increasing export by 34-fold, and securing our nation with advanced indigenous weapon. On direct welfare, the Modi government has ended corruption and empowered the poor by increasing direct benefit transfer 90-fold, ensuring 6.83 lakhs crore now reaches beneficiaries annually without any middleman. On Garib Kalyan, lifting nearly 25 crore people from poverty, feeding 80 crore citizens with free ration, and building 3.8 crores home under BMEY. On entrepreneurship, growing startup from just 350 to 1.5 lakhs and funding 52 crore small business with more than 32 lakhs crore in Mudra loan. As we discuss the reform, we should appreciate Modi's vision for implementing well thought out reforms at the right time and in a calculated manner to reduce the tax burden on our population. Implementing such massive tax relief when global headwinds are strong and regional instability is high is a testament to Indian economy resilience. This is the same confidence built on a decade of painstaking economic management that allow India to stand firm and protect its interests against foreign pressure like the US tariff. Now, this was the message that was sent by the central government to all the citizens of India. Now, I would like to give time to my colleague, Ms. Thirali Izang, who is the State Secretary of BJP in Nagaland.
Thank you so much, media fraternity. I would like to start a few comparison of taxes levied during UBA and NTA's government. Here are some few differences or comparison items. UBS era tax slab, NTA's era tax slab. I will just go through it. Cement 30% during UBS era, NTA 18%, sanitary beds 13%, UBS era 0, banks 30% during UBA era, 5% NTA era, footwear 18% to 5% during NTA's era, television sets 30% during UBS era, NTA's era 18%, refrigerator 30% during UBS era, NTA's era 18%, restaurant 21% during UBS era, NTA's era 5%, shampoo 30% during UBS era, NTA's era 5%, coffee 30% during UBS era, NTA's era 5%, toothpaste 30% during UBS era, NTA's era 5%, mineral water 28% during UBS era, NDA's 5%, cosmetics 30% during UBS era, NDA's 5%, chocolates 30% during UBS era, NDA's era 18%, sweets 18% during UBS era, 5% during NDA's era, plywood 30% during UBS era, NTA's era 18%, sanitary ware 30% during UBS era, NDA's era 18%. Here, kun bra itukan honi ase, itukan amikan consumers kambi chani na thagile pal kuina itu all of some essential commodities itukan nimide amikan itu janai thi ase.
Acha, through this press conference, I would like to send a message to the people of Nagaland. American sub jane as a tax devolution, that is the 50% tax. American la central government bra state government ki diya laga. American naga mano bishibak dusra state bra he business kori kena. saman hole bi kini kena ahi ase. No one thing. In short, Assam ra ami kan saman kini ase hole do that tax goes to the state government of Assam, not to the government of Nagaland. Ito karone baratak ami kan Nagaland government ki bi motab kore kena bahar ba saman naloi kena parile Nagaland ki available ase at a cheaper price lobole koshish korile bishi pa kili hole do it comes under the state GST category. State ti lwa laga tax to central government leke na 50% state government ki di diya ase. Ekta ase central GST ito do ki tax loi ase ito do central government loi lo. Ekta ase integrated GST, that is integrated GST di to ekta state pa lwa joti ami kan Assam pa loise to Assam laga bi tadi olop kati kena di dibo Nagaland lati bi olop kati kena di ase only parata state GST to ami kan promote koribo lage aro ito promote korile ami kan bi ito joa hafta central government release kori dia nishina tax devolution tadi ami kan bi tax to high kore kena back to the state government ami kan naga public ki benefit koribo na ito bi janai dia ase. Thank you so much my media fraternity for coming and covering this press conference on next GST reform. Thank you.
Nagaland TV, Sop Manulaga Awas. Watch us live on Geo TV and on your television sets as well. For Dimapur viewers, we are on channel number 994 in Global Chapter, and Kohima and Mokokchung viewers, switch to channel number 138 on Hornbill Digital. For all news and updates, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter.